Why are we here? And who or what is God? And why must we feel so much sadness and loss in this lifetime? There are answers to these questions, but we must be ready to accept the possibility that there is a limitless range of awareness for which there are no words. That awareness can expand far beyond the reach of our ego, ourselves, our familiar identity, beyond all that we have learned, beyond our notions of space and time, and beyond the differences that separate us from each other and the world around us. On March 22nd, 2020, my precious mother took her last dying breath. I sat with her as her beautiful spirit ascended into the great unknown. As I felt my mother's spirit leave her body and then the room, there was a silent wisdom that filled my being with a realization that there is a significance in this, far beyond words. And then with my mother's voice so fresh in my memory, I heard her say, "Trust in this process, and you will know God." The days following my mother's departure were completely void of time. Sadness was all I could feel. I tried so hard to talk about my sadness, but no one could help me, because it was my mother I needed to talk to. One night, in total desperation, I turned to the sky, hoping my mother, wherever she was, would hear me. And so, with unstoppable passion, I connected to something far beyond vision, far beyond words, far beyond human comprehension. I released my perception to the great unknown and trusted in a process that I somehow knew was deep within my soul. And then I felt a wave of peace come over me. A few nights later, I was awoken by my cell phone, which I keep on the nightstand by my bed. Feeling a bit panicky about getting a call in the middle of the night, I quickly answered it without looking at the caller ID. Then what I heard on the other end was something that blew my mind. It was my mother. "Hi, hon," she said, like she would always say when she called. Oh, the magnificence and comfort of hearing my mother's voice once again. Even though none of this made sense, it was a truth that was far beyond anything I ever learned. I knew this, but the thrill of talking to my mother was all that mattered. In the background, I heard a lot of noise. The only way I could describe it is busy noise, as if there were a lot of others there with her. But the most profound part of this phone call is what I heard was instantly translated into an essence of knowing. The only other time I experienced this phenomenon was when I gave birth to my daughter. As soon as our eyes connected, there was a flood of telepathic messages that came through her brand new eyes. Although I had never experienced that before, it felt completely natural, and from it, I knew who she was. And so with complete trust, I embraced the miracle that came to me that night, and I was told many things. The first thing I said to my mother was, "Oh, it's so good to hear your voice. How is it there?" Her response was delayed, alerting me to pay full attention to what would come next. "It's wonderful," she said, but I knew immediately as she said it, the word wonderful was way beyond what my human understanding knew it to be. The real meaning of what my mother said was so magnificent, it could only be felt, far beyond my notions of reality. As I tried to process this amazing experience, I thought of my brother who had passed 23 years ago. Although I somehow knew the answer, I still asked my mother, "Is Scott there?" Again, there was a pause, as the silence told me to fully embrace this moment. And then my mother said, Karen, we're all here." These words literally opened a portal in my consciousness that expanded my understanding of God in a way that was far beyond anything I ever learned. How do you even describe something that's so far beyond words, yet so profoundly magnificent? Hearing my mother say those words, "We're all here," filled my mind, body, and soul with a divine knowing that we truly are all one. Instantly, I embraced the divine essence of this profound revelation. I realized how everything is God showing itself through infinite growth, infinite potential, far beyond the confines of labels and judgment, and far beyond my perceptions of right and wrong. I knew without doubt, when I heard those words, that this was not only my mother speaking to me, this was everyone. This was you, me, my brothers, my sisters, people that have passed, people that are here, people that have yet to be born. God is the collective soul, fueled with the limitless wisdom of cause and effect. Every thought, every belief, every religion, every right and wrong, everything is the infinite energy we know as God. We are the threads in the fabric of this infinite potential. These threads are all aspects of God, perceived as separate, but through the consequential wisdom of cause and effect, we are unified. This wisdom is far beyond fear, far beyond emotion, and far beyond definition. It is a power so great, so complex, that it can only be understood through the complete spectrum of the human experience. And as I began to grasp the awe of this monumental event, the phone began to cut out. "Ma, you're breaking up." No, don't go. Please, don't go." But within seconds, the call ended. I checked the call log on my phone. But of course, there was no record of it. This was something so far beyond the illusion of reality. But still, it was so comforting to hear my mother's voice. Some say this was a dream, but I know it wasn't because I never woke up from it. I was awake the whole time. Did I speak to my mother that night? Yes, I did. But it wasn't just my mother. It was everyone, past, present, and future. It was God. It came to me in the form of my mother to help me grasp this profound message with human recognition. It's okay that I know this now, because I have gained the wisdom that beyond faces, beyond judgment, everyone and everything we know and encounter is God.
Look for the light and you'll know I'm home. To come home.